Great morning. So I'm getting ready to do my 12-hour walk. My intention for the walk is that I'm overflowing with love, abundance, and freedom. I will definitely be sharing a short clip after. Here I am waking up and getting ready. Good morning. So I am getting ready to do the 12-hour walk. And in case you're wondering, this is my eye cover. Just woke up. It is based on the book by Colin O'Brady, which I learned about Colin from Christine Lozado. I haven't read the book yet, which is really unusual for me because I was finishing up the book by Jenna Kutcher, How Are You Really? And the timing of it, I ended this week with attending a real estate seminar. I did attend Colin's Zoom session and I did watch some of the YouTube videos and just basically have set my intention for the walk to be overflowing with love, abundance, and freedom. And the walk is focused also on no podcasts, no music, no Peloton, other than anything that's silent. It does have Colin does have an app that you can track your walk as far as what mileage you end up doing. And I will walk to Chastain Park, sit in one of my favorite spots, journal, meditate. Before that, I will stop and grab some extra fuel at Arden's Garden as far as some added protein balls and some added snacks and water. My essential water refills didn't come. And I will bring some Herbalife snacks like my protein drink mix and a couple other things. So let's get ready to go. So part of my fuel is mud water, BCAAs with Herbalife Nutrition, protein drink mix, and I'm making a pancake. And then I'll have some more snacks and different things along with me as well. So branched chain amino acids are super good for recovery and muscle building and protein. And then the protein drink mix has 14. Ready to do my 12-hour walk. I look cute. Oh wait, I forgot my backpack with all my snacks. Take two, I've got my bag and my purse. Let's go. So either Colin created this app, the 12-hour walking app, and or had his team create it. And it's awesome because you can still have your precise location and also unplug as you use it and be on airplane mode too. And it's really intentional. And before you proceed to create a short video of yourself, what are your intentions? What do you want to overcome as you go on this walk? And focusing on no text, no podcasts, no listening, like literally pure silence. I took my journal, I took my Bible and different things too. So you guys saw my video at the beginning of this video as well. And keeping in mind that the walk is not a race. It's an exercise of the mind. So here's the outside of my apartment in the middle of Buckhead. It's not a sunny day, clearly, but I'm hoping it either stays like this and or clears up. But Chastain Park also has a lot of coverage. So I'll be walking through the MARTA station and then to Chastain. I'll share some time lapses and then I will I'm honoring being silent beyond catching a few clips here and there. So here's where I'm starting my walk from home since I am in Atlanta now, and Atlanta is my base in Buckhead Village. And I'm going to show you guys a zoom out. I will be walking down Piedmont Road into Roswell and then very quickly getting to Chastain Park. So on my walk, you guys, as I'm walking through silence and reflections, I run across a 5K and I've never seen, or a 10K, or it's a RPM. I think it's for the Marines because I saw some Marine signs. And I've never, as long as I've been through Chastain Park and been coming here, I've never ever seen a run directly done here, although it doesn't surprise me. Atlanta does stuff like this all the time, but it's super interesting that it's today. Hey you guys, so here on the 12-hour walk, I am about 2.5 hours in. Walked to Chastain Park with a stop at Arden's Garden to grab some more snacks, some vegan snacks, some fresh fruit juice, some water, and stopped here at one of my favorite spots that I just showed you guys in Atlanta. And just journaled about 6 pages of literally clearing, reflecting, recognizing, and realizing some things, including some moments where I realized some ways that I was devaluing myself and did slip and go into Instagram for something real quick that I caught myself and then moved the app over into a folder. And then I also caught myself with something that in the silence and in the stillness, I realized I was so excited to get an ongoing influencer marketing CMO type project off Upwork that I completely didn't address that I only list the hourly for purposes of the way that the platform's set up, but I typically always then, not typically always, do things on a monthly and or weekly type fixed fee basis. And I realized I didn't address it. But even before all that, some highlights from my journal. So I reflected back on the intention of I'm overflowing with love, abundance, and freedom. And the ability to choose our own thoughts and what or how are we self-sabotaging in those things, whether it has to do with our value, whether it has to do with projects, whether it has to do with life, whether it has to do with people, with boundaries, all the things. So I noticed some negative thoughts creeping in on the weather and how I wished it was sunny, but thankfully it's not raining. And I immediately redirected my thoughts to where we get to show up no matter the external circumstances. And when I got here, it was interesting. I just showed some clips of a 5K happening. I also caught myself that I looked at my Sweatcoin app that tracks my steps, and I thought, oh wow, I have almost over 7,000 steps now. And I looked at Peloton that I was tracking until I stopped walking. There's an option on the Peloton app where you can just work out and it's silence as the walk. And I thought, oh wow, almost an hour and a half. But then when I initially got here to this spot, and I've been here now about an hour and I'm about to walk again through all this journaling and thoughts and whatnot. Oops, I just dropped something. That I looked at the 12-hour app and I thought, oh wow, it's about an hour and a half. Oh wow, it's 10%. Oh wow, I have so much more to go. And I caught myself and thought, no, you're already 10% in. How can the next 10, 11 plus hours fly by? And similar to like when we're embarking on any journey, whether it's in life, whether it's entrepreneurship, whatever it is, and I know the water is probably a bit loud, so let me go up here a little bit. And so I caught myself on that as far as negative thoughts. and redirecting how we perceive things. And as far as in terms of like my saying right now for this, or my intention for this walk is I'm overflowing with love and abundance and freedom. So how can we redirect this? And then like I shared, I dove into Instagram and then for like 2 seconds and then stopped myself. I did address the issue on the lead platform for the blockchain project. So I did address it, and I did own with the owner that I said, hey, how do you normally do this with your other people? And it's my fault that I didn't address it during the meeting. And can we shift it to this? And I'll give you a 10% discount. And or can we reevaluate this at the end of the month? So I went back to honoring myself, honoring my value, and then regardless of how he responds, knowing that I addressed it, and then depending on how he responds, seeing like, does he value the work? Does he value the deliverables? Does he value me? And then determining how I'll go from there, depending on what adjusts. Like, we did have a really good meeting. It was great. It was a great spirit, great energy. And then also divine downloads I received, because what triggered me was on platforms like Upwork or other platforms, you do end up giving a 10%, 20%, you know, depending on the platform, referral percentage for using the platform, for the fact that they connected you and found the lead. And so I immediately realized, well, wait a minute. Maybe I've been thinking like, oh, I have to use these platforms to get these leads, or these make it easier, which maybe they do sometimes, maybe they don't. But I immediately redirected to that, like, how can I make it easier? How can I work directly with, you know, the type of communities and clients that I want? And I thought, oh, right away, let me pitch the private equity companies starting in Atlanta right away for ongoing digital and influencer marketing work. And then use these projects and these betas to develop the full-on online course for influencer management. Side note, if you haven't checked out the influencer marketing course and freebies, definitely check that out. And then wrote out some potential companies. Same for the real estate, same for travel that I'm already doing. Then I dug in and cleared out and celebrated so many debts that have been paid within the last 3 to 6 months. And the addition of over $800 a month in cash flow from that. Then reevaluated. So right now, one of the educational pieces I'm in, so I wrote out the educational sources I'm in, what I'm paying, which ones are free, which ones I want to get in this year still. So like this year, I've been in Brendan's Growth Day, Influencer Pro, which I got as part of being in Kajabi. I've been in Get Loved Up with Koya Webb, which is $10 a month. Transformation Nation, Transformation Church. I revisited Christy Sheldon's abundance program through Mind Valley, and then Herbalife Nutrition. And earlier this year, I did B School, which I have 5 payments left at $239 a month. And then I did Influencer Master Course with Christina.
I also keep Sweatcoin on my phone, and here's my steps so far.
So then what's still coming up for me as far as desiring in September to do Grove if I'm here at Passion City and or serve there, and I submitted to serve. Potentially serve at Transformation Church, and I just messaged them earlier this week on something on Slack. And then also Virgin, and potentially doing it as a press trip. And now looking at some dates and some things as well. Hey you guys, so about 5 hours in now, found another adorable spot, grabbed my Arden Gardens cucumber lemonade, and about to have a Herbalife beverage mix snack and some vegan chocolate brownies. And this stop, before this stop, I walked about another 2.5 miles through Chastain Park, and I felt compelled to basically to pray, to read some in the Bible from 2 Kings and Proverbs 10 specifically, and to really reflect in gratitude, actually before I had any asks in prayer. So reflected on a lot of things of gratitude for right now, for this past week, for the last several weeks, several months, and I'll continue to do that as I walk. And then also seeking clarity and increasing clarity on the decisions and the choices that I'm making, on some things coming up, and literal steps I'm taking beyond the walk today. So yeah, so right now I'm right around 5 to 6 miles, and I'm guesstimating I may end up with literally no pressure, about a half marathon-ish during this walk. So on average, about 1 mile per hour at a really, really leisurely pace with stops for an hour, 2 hours, however I feel led. I'm thinking the next stop, I'm gonna stop by the water again and do some tapping. So if you don't know, tapping is actually, EFT tapping is known in several realms as far as unseen and things that happen to your brain and the rewiring of your brain. And then 2, it's also known to be, depending on the study and depending on things you look at, 3 to 5 to 10 times more effective than CBT therapy as far as shifting your mindsets, shifting your thoughts. So I've been doing that pretty consistently over the last 2 to 3 weeks again. And so it's coming up for me to do it and to speak some things that I want to shift. And also I know that this is a silent walk with not hearing podcasts and different things, but I have some voice memos that I've recorded in my own voice. So I'm gonna listen to some of those, and they're pretty short, like 1 minute, 2 minutes. I think the longest is 4 or 5 minutes. So being that I'm speaking to myself, no different than this video, or no different than if I'm praying out loud or speaking affirmations out loud, which I did this morning, I feel more than clear to still do it and be in the parameters of the walk. So there you have it. To show the great godly example for our children. I am an incredible and faithful Hey you guys, so a couple things with my 12-hour walk. As you can see, I am at 9 hours and 15 minutes now, and I've gotten to almost 10 miles. And a couple of reasons that I stopped back home in Atlanta is because 1, I'm about to show you the weather outside. 2, these shoes, I haven't walked in them in over probably 4 or 5 hours in the past, and it's definitely time to change my shoes. I'm definitely feeling it. And oh, my phone was about to die, and I definitely didn't want it to die when I was gonna hit 12 hours, or it still had like 10%, but I had a feeling it wasn't gonna make it, plus the weather, all the things. So what I decided, like life, this often happens, things you get thrown for a loop, no problem, we adjust. So what I decided was, well, let me stop at home, charge for a bit on airplane mode, of course, let me put on some different shoes, and let me take my little happy butt upstairs and finish it out on the treadmill overlooking the view of Buckhead. Boom, 12 hours, done. I'm also at over about 24,000 steps, just from a practical standpoint. And then the other things that came up, you guys, I stopped again to listen to some of the meditations I recorded in my voice, and also did some EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique tapping, and definitely felt some major shifts in my energy. Also developed some awareness around a current client situation and future potential state, and some future travel and things coming up with a cruise, conferences, and all the things. And my birthday, where I want to be on my birthday, and then also what I want to do with some friends here in Atlanta, and maybe I already posed some invitations with others in general. And last but definitely not least, my intention starting out this walk was that I am overflowing with love, abundance, and freedom. And the last time I was sitting by the stream in some of the earlier shots I showed you, what I felt overwhelmingly in my heart and in my spirit is I have it all. I have all the love, I have all the abundance, I have all the freedom, and that I'm enough, that I'm more than enough, and going towards my Everest of being fully free in all forms, which includes, of course, time, community, expression, and now walking towards financial freedom and creating fully the life and business and community I love, so that I have it all, that in alignment with that intention, that I have all the love, I have all the abundance, I have all the freedom. And to be and act out of that space every single day absolutely will and does change everything. So that was something I felt from our creator and some of the divine downloads. And as I walked again about 4 or 5 miles, different prayers, different thoughts of gratitude, different divine downloads in some of those circumstances. And then I did stop because I thought, oh, maybe I can float for an hour, because you guys, my hamstrings and my quads are sore. I know tomorrow likely I'm gonna definitely do a cold shower at the end of 12 hours, and likely tomorrow I will be sore. And there was something, my brain, like, I'm tired, I'm excited, I'm grateful, but I'm also tired. My hamstrings are sore, my quads are sore, and I definitely feel achy, but I will not quit. I am going to use the bathroom, let my phone charge a little bit, and then go upstairs on the treadmill, and I'll show you guys some behind the scenes there, and when I officially finish the 12 hours, and what that looks like, and any more takeaways, and then let me show you what ATL looks like at this minute.
So the first 9.5 hours I wore these, you guys, which normally they're super comfortable, but after 9.5 hours they were not. And then now I put on these, which are always comfortable, and immediately when I put them on right now, I felt like I was walking on air. But you can, literally Nike Air, but you could also see why I didn't wear them with a day that looked like this when I left this morning, because I did not want the white to turn gray or black. And so I'm super glad I did not. Whoop whoop, thank you Nike Air for having me walk on air. So here goes, you guys, the last 2 hours. I'll give you an update in a bit. And the beauty outside continues. So the only thing is on the app, you guys, which obviously it's intended to be a walk, so I understand why. But in cases like this where I'm choosing to not drench myself in the rain, it would be cool, like, if it did what Peloton does or Sweatcoin, to where it still counted my steps. So as of right now, I have about half a mile here on the app, on the treadmill, and you can tell I'm walking at just a high incline and a slow speed. And then on the app, I have 9.5 miles, so I'm right at about 10 miles right now. So here's another mile that I've added. And it looks like it might have cleared up a bit, so it's still super cloudy. So I'm gonna go check on the roof and then maybe walk downstairs, or just celebrate the last hour in slow release. I'm dreaming about the dark chocolate vegan pudding with coconuts and almonds from Eat Flower Child, so I think I'm gonna have it delivered. I was gonna walk over there, but you guys, my legs are like literally wobbly. 11 miles total now. are nearing 11 miles total, actually. And I haven't walked this much in a hot minute, and it was uphill, downhill, all the things. So I'm definitely feeling it in my quads, my hands, my lower back. I paused for a minute to stretch again. So let's see what it's like outside, and then I'll share some last reflections at the end. So here's the rooftop of my building, guys. And you can tell it's definitely stopped raining, but it's still super wet. And here you have it. So here I go, wrapping it up at 10 miles on the app, plus the about 2 miles on the treadmill. So roughly about right under 12 miles, which is interesting, 12-hour walk, because I did stop quite a bit, you guys, to journal, to reflect, to journal written wise, to listen to my own voice recorded on audio, and to record my thoughts on video directly to myself, but obviously for you guys. And I did this back in September 10th, and I am actually wrapping up this video October 26th. So you can tell it was there, but then a lot of things happened, my birthday, a cruise, all the things. So now I'm sharing.
Congratulations! You are now an official finisher of the 12-hour walk. Let that sink in.
Hey you guys, so 12-hour walk done, 11 plus miles through Buckhead, through Chastain Park, through my treadmill, all the things. And my intention was, I am overflowing with love, abundance, and freedom. I received so many divine downloads, points of clarity all day long, so much self-love in the journey, so many things where I reshifted and elevated value and had the opportunities to do that. And about 7 to 9 hours in, the biggest takeaway I received was that, almost like the creator telling me, Katrina, your intention is you're overflowing with love, abundance, and freedom. You have it all. I have it all. And I will definitely be doing the 12-hour walk again. I deeply desire to do it somewhere on a beach or somewhere where I can play and walk in the water a lot, because I'm super proud of myself that I finished regardless of the weather here, but it definitely impacts things. And I definitely want to have a bright, sunshiny day. Although I did make it brighter by smiling at people when I passed by them when I walked in Chastain. So thank you to Colin O'Brady, and thank you for sharing this. Definitely right up my alley. It's super dark in my apartment, obviously. And have a, oh, and the other thing is I will definitely start earlier. I started at about 8:30, and I was thinking I could have started even sooner. So anyway, create, transform, inspire. You are born to. I'm about to take a cold shower and warm bath. And limitless global girl out.